And it is with great pleasure that I call upon the first speaker to propose the motion from ENSAE, our Prime Minister.
Your Excellency, Monsieur le Directeur, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, Madame la Directrice, wise members of the jury, Honorable Mr. Chairman, esteemed bell persons, misguided members of the opposition, congratulations for being such excellent demagogues as to make it to the final. Fellow colleagues and even more powerful demagogues from the government, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, welcome and good evening. What a night! What a way to end this tournament in this place that stands as a symbol for democracy. Today is about talented speakers. Today is about demagoguery. And what a suitable venue for this, because democracy and demagoguery go hand in hand. And that is what we are going to show you tonight. I know what you're going to say now. How dare he? How scandalous. Democracy is so positively connotated in our minds, and demagoguery so negatively, that it sounds like an abomination to you. But to examine the motion, we first need to free the words from any narrowing ideological baggage in order to understand what they really mean. Just like all politicians in democracies, all of us debaters here tonight are demagogues turning charisma into influence. Just consider how we got here. Thanks to demagogic skills, because you need demagoguery to win an FDA debate. You all heard our fantastic Mr. Chairman remind us of the 5 criteria. No, thank you, fellow demagogue. Just in a second. It's never only about arguments and teamwork. It is also about presentation, engagement, and star quality. You need to make your audience feel what you say. You need to make people laugh, cry, and enjoy your speech by appealing to their immediate wishes. You need to play with emotions, and you need to entertain. It is exactly like a date. Purely logical arguments just will never help you make it to his or her bed. And even the opposition, just in a second, even the opposition cannot oppose to that, or they will only be presenting cold-hearted speeches without any passion tonight. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Is there a difference between a good, eloquent speaker and a demagogue?
Of course. A teacher might be an excellent orator, but not a demagogue. I am a journalist, and recently I had the immense opportunity to follow one of the presidential candidates and her team around our beloved federal democracy of Antarctica.
Point of information?
In a second, the FDA. Please go ahead.
Where do you draw the line between a good orator and a demagogue?
There is a clear line, and you know, people might be good orators, that I just explained to you, like teachers, and there are demagogues. Demagogues, which we will define just in a second, play on emotions, not necessarily any good orator. So I had the pleasure of following the campaign of this candidate, and I am pleased to announce that her campaign bus just parked outside, across the street from Assemblée Nationale, and she herself and her team are with us tonight with 3 main points need to be made clear. First, you cannot have democracy without demagoguery, neither theoretically nor practically. Second, demagoguery is not necessarily bad. And in its best form, it is the best tool of democracy. And third, when it is bad, it doesn't mean the end of democracy. Contrary to what you might have been expecting, we are not going to attack democracy. No, thank you. We are not here to criticize it. We are just saying that it is demagoguery. Democracy is both a political system in which the power lies with the people and a set of principles, first and foremost, freedom. is, as in democracy is demagoguery, can either be used to give a temporary attribute, like the water is hot, or a permanent one. For example, the opposition is wrong. Saying that democracy is demagoguery means that democracy cannot exist without it. It comes with it. Yet it does not mean that demagoguery only exists in democracy. Sorry, I'll continue with my speech. Demagoguery is the set of methods and practices used by a demagogue. While the word demagogue has come to be a synonym for a certain kind of bad leader, it's worth remembering that in its Greek origin, it simply means leader of the people. In modern usage, the word demagogue refers to someone who appeals to emotions, passions, and prejudices rather than reasoning to further their own political ends. During my reporting on the FDA presidential campaign, I had the pleasure of meeting Mark, the driver of the candidate's campaign bus. He is here tonight and will explain how a demagogue is first a leader and an orator who espouses the cause of the common people and is thus concurrent with democracy in its very principles, and why demagogues can thus be good for society. Our presidential candidate will point out to you that since debates and elections are at the roots of democracy, any politician needs to employ demagoguery in order to succeed. It is like cooking. You have to use oil if you want your meal to be good, even if oil is out of fat. Her campaign manager, Manuel, will then address the issue that in today's democracies, we may be seeing demagogues of the worst kinds, tyrants who manipulate their citizens. But he will show you that it isn't because of some ill-meaning demagogues that democracy as a whole is flawed, and that we just need better demagogues to outweigh the bad ones. Finally, I enjoyed a really fruitful discussion I had with a voter at one of our candidates' rallies, and he's here tonight to consider his role as a citizen, weigh the arguments that have been given, and make his own voting decision. I'll whip Lukas, because he who rejects demagoguery cannot make his voice heard and make democracy live. Please adopt this motion, and long live the FDA.